The Lady Tigers today in the road blacks, Campbellsville across the chest in maroon lettering and numerals with white trim. Tiger paw on the shorts, LTP between the shoulder blades. Odom wins the toss as Freed Hardeman will go right to left here in the first half. Matt Payton here courtside at Smith Kirk Court in the Brewer Sports Center. Freed Hardeman in the home whites, Lady Lions in their maroon color across the chest. Numbers are in maroon as well. They skip it to white. She'll work into the middle, kicks it out. Eckerly can't shoot it. That's actually go Fleming. As she drives, she's got a wide open Odom that she'll drop it off to in the right block for an easy two. And Freed Hardeman has the first couple of points of the basketball game here today. Pritchett holds. She'll go left side to Pettigo. Bounce inside. Wilkes facing a double team. She's going to be fouled quickly here as Pervine will reach in and pick up the contact. So that's the first on the Lions. Campbellsville to work. Lee rolling, working against White. Now Pettigo again with it. Looking for help. Bounces to Pritchett. High post. There's the entry. Wilkes does not catch it clean. Able to get it back out to Pettigo, however. 8 to shoot. Pritchett left wing. Little jab step. She'll drive underneath. Circles back. 3 seconds. Pritchett going to have to throw it up. Off the window. Short. Ball batted out. Lauren Lee will claim the rebound for Campbellsville. The shot clock. That is the longest buzzer in the history. Here is Lee in the middle. She'll work. Step through. Shot up won't go. Pettigo a rebound for Campbellsville. So multiple chances for the Lady Tigers here as they work on this near far side, I should say, as we are on the opposite side of the Lady Tiger offense. That shot no good by Pritchett. Clean look off the mark. Satterley, the rebound. She's got the white bandage on top of that left eye. Fleming, they'll go out to White now. She'll try a three. That's going to be off the mark. It grazes the bottom of the net. Caitlin Wilkes keeps it from going out of bounds. Back the other way. Boyle hands it to Wilkes. Three around and out. And the rebound to White. Campbellsville still without points. We've played about a minute and 45 seconds here in Henderson, Tennessee. Left wing Fleming, chased by Boyle, gets around her, back out front to White. She wants to drive, middle of the lane and kick. Shooter is Pervine. Left corner three is good for Reagan Pervine. Freed Hardeman extends. It is a 5-0 advantage for the Lions. Lauren Lee bounces to Pritchett. Pritchett step back, thought about a three, won't take it. Now Pettigo works in line, gets it from Wilkes. She'll go reverse. That shot off the mark, and the rebound goes off the hands of KJ White and out of bounds. So Campbellsville will keep the possession here with 7:34 to play in the first quarter. Lauren Lee will trigger it for CU. Pettigo off the wing. Bounces to Lee. Right side, this is Boyle. Thought about it, but Fleming right with her. Working now is Wilkes against Odom. In the middle, she'll go a little hook shot. That's no good. Pettigo works down the end line, keeps it in bounds. Lee straight away, three on the way. Bang! Lauren Lee beats the shot clock as the effort by the Lady Tigers. Wilkes did not hit the rim. They get the rebound. Pettigo kept it alive, and Lauren Lee knocks in the Edward Jones three. Lee at 26% on the season from deep. Hits that one. 12 to shoot for Freed Hardeman as they look for an answer. Odom going to skip it. Pervine will work. Middle of the lane at the free throw line. Back to Satterley. 4 seconds. Odom going to work now on the drive against Pritchett. And that shot by Odom is good as she goes to the left hand for 2 points. 7-3. Freed Hardeman the advantage. Out top, Pettigo, right side, Boyle behind the back, pressured by Pervine. Nope, that is Fleming. Boyle has the shot blocked as she was aggressive in her move towards the rim. Satterley will catch and hold now. She'll cross the timeline with a few seconds to spare on that 10-second count. White. Satterley, back to White on the wing. She'll try to work around Pettigo. Nearly lost the handle. Bodies everywhere. Freed Hardeman able to keep the possession here. Fleming to Satterley. Now they hit into the middle, and again Pervine finds Odom down on the block, and Freed Hardeman has opened up a 6-point advantage here. Again, they led by 5 at the end of the first quarter back in the Powell Center earlier this year. 9-3 the score. Lauren Lee works off the Wilkes screen. She'll take the pull-up jumper. That is good for Lauren Lee. She's got all 5 for Campbellsville University. Career best 22 on Thursday against Bethel. And the junior is picked up right where she left off in McKenzie. 9-5, Campbellsville trails by 4. Satterley needs some help. She'll skip it. Irvine drives in, throws it to Odom, and again, Odom wide open on the right block. She's got 8 quick points for the Lions, 11-5 the score. Creeping closer to the midway mark of this first quarter. Lee again. She'll leave it with Boyle this time. Boyle needs help. Right side Lee. Now Pritchett. They've got the mismatch with Wilkes. Pettigo going to fire a 3. That is no good. Long. And KJ White the other way now for Freed Hardeman. Changes coming for the Lady Tigers here as a pair of players jump up off the bench. Satterley hands it out to White. Back to Satterley in the corner. Wilkes will close out. Shot no good. Boyle the rebound. CU wants to push. Pettigo far side. Back to Boyle. She sizes up White. Decks it, drives, and Maddie Boyle will be fouled here with 4:31 on the clock. Waiting to see who the foul is assessed on. I think they got White. Waiting. That is on KJ White, and that is the first on KJ White, the second on Freed Hardeman. This brings us to a media stoppage with Freed Hardeman leading by 6 points, 11-5 the score, 4:31 remaining in the first quarter here on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
We are Kentucky Broadcasters, your hometown radio and television stations. We bring you breaking news. We keep you safe. We serve your community in good times and in bad. Your local broadcasters are always there. We are deeply rooted in your small towns and your big cities. We champion a strong sense of civic pride, no matter how we connect. Over the air, online, and on your device. We are Kentucky Broadcasters. There when it matters.
Eleven to 5, Campbellsville University trailing Freed Hardeman here in the Brewers Sports Center in Henderson, Tennessee. The Lady Tigers have seen all 5 of their points come from Lauren Lee here today. Freed Hardeman, the hot hand early, has been Kaylee Odom. The Lady Tigers are 2 of 10 from the field, while Freed Hardeman is 5 of 7. Campbellsville with 4 offensive rebounds already. Campbellsville will enter it to Flowers. Shot no good. She'll try to go back up, and she is fouled. And this will go against, is this Purvine? No, they're going to get Satterley here. First on Rachel Satterley. So wholesale changes for the Lady Tigers as we see Tyra Flowers go to the free throw line. Campbellsville has sent in Flowers, again, who's at the stripe here, 5'10", the sophomore forward from Winchester, Kentucky. Elizabeth Bertram, 5'6", the junior guard from Glasgow, Kentucky. Free throw good for Flowers. Kayla Luby, 6'2", the graduate forward from B, Nebraska. And Whitney Hay, 6 foot, the redshirt sophomore forward from Eastview, Kentucky. Flowers sinks both. And Campbellsville is within 4. For Coach Epperson, he sent Brooklyn Couch into the lineup, 5'6", the sophomore guard from Baxter, Tennessee. Also in for Freed Hardeman is Ellie Chumley, 5'10", sophomore forward from Manchester, Tennessee, as Rachel Satterley hits the left wing 3 for Freed Hardeman. They've got Campbellsville doubled up here 14-7. Kelsey Bender also in there for Coach Epperson, 5'10", junior forward from Fairview, Tennessee. Whitney Hay holds it. She'll go into the corner to Bertram on the far side. Bertram out top. This is Flowers. Wanted the entry to Luby. Now tries it. Out to Burt. Burt wants to work inline. Needs help. Luby again. Here's Hay. 4 seconds. Nearly taken away. Hay's going to be tied up. And with 1 on the shot clock, a terrible turn of events for the Tigers. They'll keep the possession, but there's just 1 on the shot clock. So the Lady Tigers going to have to let this go quickly. Lauren Lee looking. Again, 1 on the shot clock. Tried to get it to Luby. Can't. Lee throws it in. Burt, the Hail Mary. 3 on the way. No good. Bender able to grab the rebound. Actually, a fairly decent look, all things considered, for Campbellsville, as Burt caught that in that far corner. And her momentum was actually towards the rim, able to get the shot up. It just wouldn't go. Inside, Bender. Now back out. Pass deflected. Couch with it. Try the back tap. Can't get there. Now Satterley, same spot she hit one from a moment ago. She'll drive in. She's in a double team. Satterley needs help. 7 to shoot. Couch open straight away. 3 on the way. That is good for Couch. And Freed Hardeman with a nice start from deep. Just 33% on the season from long range. They've got a 10-point advantage over the third-ranked Lady Tigers here with less than 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Hot shooting for Freed Hardeman to begin this ball game. Lee still has the only 2 field goals of the day for Campbellsville University. Lee working inside. They've got Luby. She'll stop, throw one up, around and out. Ball battled for. Satterley and Bertram tie it up. Satterley spills to the ground. The arrow will favor Freed Hardeman here. Couch hit that 3 earlier. I don't know who they gave it to on the stat sheet. They are missing that. She's not listed. Satterley in a pickle. She's going to throw it to Couch. Kind of a blind pass there. Just had to heave it as she nearly was called a 5-second call. Chumley out. They'll have Couch down the inline. She throws up an off-balance shot, and KJ White over the back of Lauren Lee. No call, but they say last touched by White. Campbellsville will come back the other way with it. Bertram will bounce. This is Flowers. Flowers at the free throw line. Now Hay behind the back gets some separation, and she's fouled. Whitney Hay with a nice aggressive move. And you need Hay in a game like this, as Freed does such a good job defensively, but staying in front of Hay one-on-one is a tall task. The foul will go against Ellie Chumley. That is the first on Chumley, 4th on Freed. 1:46 remaining in the period. Hay at the line. It is Brooklyn Crouch, not Couch, excuse me. First free throw off the mark. One more coming for Hay, and that one rolls around and pops out. So an empty trip for the Lady Tigers. Tough start to the ball game. They scored just 62 points in their win over Freed Hardeman earlier this season. Freed has done a nice job defensively here. This ball nearly thrown away, but Crouch able to save it. Rolling here as Purvine runs into Lauren Lee, and it's going to be an offensive foul as Purvine came down with it and landed right on top of Lee as she turned. And Odom will re-enter here as Purvine has picked up her second. So Odom back in. She'll join Bender, Satterley, White, and Crouch. 17-7, Freed Hardeman, the 10-point advantage. Lee will hand it to Bertram. Burt working left side against Crouch. Throws up a shot off the window. No good. Odom the rebound for Freed. Ahead. Crouch will sprint now. Greeted by Hay. Odom straight away. Left side, White. White going to deck it. She'll work back down the inline, and that shot good for KJ White as she's able to rip through and get the step on Lauren Lee. 19-7. Freed Hardeman the advantage. It's a 12-point game. Hay will bounce or get the bounce from Lee. She leaves it with Bertram. In the corner, Hay. Hay on the dribble. 9 seconds between defenders. Hay stops, steps through, shot on the way. Good. Killed it right off the back of the iron. Whitney Hay, the field goal for Campbellsville. And the ball taken away by Bertram as she's going to be fouled here by Odom. Bertram took it away from Crouch. And nice job there by Burt. She kind of turned as if she was going to come back down the court, immediately retreated back towards the entry and stole it away from Crouch. And Burt will go to the line with a chance to bring Campbellsville within 8 potentially. Pettigo re-enters for Whitney Hay here. Free throw for Bertram is good. 19-10 the score. One more coming for Bertram. And that one's going to go around and out. So the Lady Tigers have struggled a bit at the line. Flowers hit 2, but Hay missed a pair. Now Bertram's missed 1 of 2. Shot clock is off. 19 seconds. Bender goes to Crouch. Nice job defensively by the Lady Tigers to take away Odom. Satterley at the elbow. Back out Odom. 8 seconds. Odom will drive against Flowers. Odom bullies her way in right in front of the rim, gets the shot. 2 seconds. Campbellsville not going to have enough time to come the other way. And as we end the first quarter, Freed Hardeman will lead by 11, 21-10 over Campbellsville University and the Lady Tigers here in the Brewers Sports Center. Fast start for Freed, a bit of a slow start for Campbellsville. We'll see how things shake out over the next 30 minutes of action. Stay with us here on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
It's basketball season, Tiger fans. Stay connected to the ins and outs of CU basketball via our weekly coaches show, Tiger Timeout. Each Wednesday at 6 p.m., head coaches Ginger High Colvin and Brent Vernon sit down with Matt Payton to discuss previous matchups, upcoming games, and more. Find it here on 88.7 The Tiger or on the Campbellsville Tiger YouTube channel. Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Tiger Timeout.
Back inside the Brewers Sports Center in Henderson, Tennessee at Freed Hardeman University. Matt Payton with you as Campbellsville University will have the basketball to start this second quarter. 21-10 the score. The Lady Tigers will send their entire starting group back out on the floor. For Campbellsville, Boyle will pitch it in to Lee. Again, left to right on the radio dial, if you still have one of those, for the Lady Tigers here in the second quarter. Lee working off the Wilkes screen. She'll turn back to Pritchett. Now they want the entry to Wilkes. Bender takes it away. Pettigo flashes. Back to Pritchett. Corner triple on the way. Bang! Courtney Pritchett and Edward Jones pay out from the far corner. 21-13 the score. The Lady Tigers going to need a few more of those to close the gap. 9.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Satterley bounces to Odom at the elbow. Pettigo nearly helped out there and took that away. Bender will catch, and this ball picked off. She wanted White. Lee intercepted it. Lee, middle of the lane, contact, back at the elbow. Wilkes holds. She'll send it to Lee. Thought about it. Lee cut off here by White. Nice job defensively by KJ White, and Lee bounces it off her foot there. I think if Lauren had all that to do over again, she would have taken the three off the wing. She hit a three earlier in the game. And turnover gives it back to Freed Hardeman. Right wing, Fleming. Now Bender cut off by Pritchett. Out top, Oldham. Fleming again. She wants to work in line, spinning against Boyle. Two defenders there. Pass out to Satterley. 5 to shoot. Satterley working against Lee. She'll throw one up in the lane. No good. Rebound to Boyle. Here comes CU. They trail by 8. Lauren Lee left side. Hands it to Boyle. Boyle working against Fleming. Out top, Wilkes. Pettigo will use Pritchett. And now right side, Lee holds. Pritchett off the Wilkes screen. Elbow back out. 3 from Wilkes. That's around and out. No good. Pettigo kept it alive. It goes off of Satterley and out of bounds. Ooh. They say off of Pettigo and out of bounds. I thought Satterley was the last one in the corner over there, but they may, Satterley may have been kind of shielding Pettigo away from it. May have been her contribution. Bender with the ball fake as Freed sets it up again here in the half court. Off the screen from Odom. Satterley's 3 is good off the right side. Satterley a bit quiet in that first meeting between the two. She had 15 points on 10 shots. Early start for her in this one. Here, Lee gonna bounce. Wilkes in the middle of the lane. That shot good as she's able to get the mismatch with KJ White, and Wilkes takes advantage to tally 2. 24-15 the count. Freed Hardeman the lead and the basketball. Fleming catches. They'll allow her to go to the left. Now Odom wants to drive. Throws it to White. Right wing, White surveys. Odom again. Fleming. Here's Bender. Bender gonna drive. Underneath, this ball deflected by Wilkes out of bounds. I hesitated for a moment. I thought maybe it hit off of White, but it did not. And with 7 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the first half, Freed Hardeman to work. 5 seconds now out. White going to try a 3. That one no good. Rebound to Odom. Odom's put back no good. Boyle and Pritchett there. Pritchett will grab it. Sends it ahead to Pettigo. Bailey will wait for Lauren Lee to come collect between the circles. Lee will use Pritchett. Now she'll work her way down the inline. That ball's kicked out of bounds by Rachel Satterley with 6:59 on the clock. A stalemate here in the second quarter as each team has scored 5. Pettigo has it. Lee on the wing left side. Wilkes going to stalk, set the screen. Lee goes opposite. We're going to have a moving screen on Courtney Pritchett called here. Pritchett and Boyle both come back down the court and say, I wasn't even setting the screen. There may have been some contact, but if just kind of an incidental deal perhaps. Odom going to take the jumper here at the free throw line. That is short. Wilkes does a nice job to cut off Odom on that long rebound. Pettigo hands it back. Boyle, open shooter Pritchett. She'll deck it and drive. Now out. Lee won't shoot it. Pritchett again wants the entry. Wilkes back to the basket. Sends it over to Pritchett. She'll take the jumper from 14 feet. That's good off the inline for Courtney Pritchett. Campbellsville trails by 7. Their largest deficit was 12. 24-17 the score. Fleming. Now Odom cutting inside is White. She'll catch. Back out. Bender will try a 3. That's going to be short. The rebound comes out long off the front of the iron to Wilkes. Lee again. Right side Pritchett. And Campbellsville yelling at Pritchett to shoot that ball. She was open. Bender had the hands down. Pritchett thought about it now. Bender will close out. Lee works off the screen. Jumper on the way. Good for Lauren Lee in the middle of the paint. Lee pulls up from about 8 feet and cans another. 24-19 the score. The Lady Tigers draw closer. Satterley out front. Works with Odom. Keeps the ball. Now Bender between the circles will send it over to White on the right wing. Odom straight away. They circle through with Fleming. Nowhere to go there. Now Satterley on the handoff. She'll drive against Pettigo. Into the corner. Fleming as Satterley spills to the ground. Here's Odom at the elbow. Run off the spot. She'll deck it and drive. Runs into Pritchett. And as Odom throws up the shot, we'll have the second foul in the ball game called on Courtney Pritchett here. So Pritchett will send Odom to the free throw line. On the season, Odom 68.5%. It's a 5-point Freed Hardeman advantage. Odom's free throw here is strong. Odom with a nice start to this ball game. 8 points. She and Satterley leading Freed Hardeman. Second free throw for Odom is good. Crouch back in for Freed. Chumley back in as well. Satterley, Odom, and White remain. Flowers checks in for Pritchett, who has picked up that second foul. 6 points the margin. Campbellsville the basketball. Flowers catches. They'll go Pettigo. 5 minutes remains in this second quarter. Lee stops, bounces, Wilkes. Sizing up Odom, goes up the shot. Odom blocked it on the way up. Odom did a nice job to get that before Wilkes could get it high. Chumley back to Odom. Chumley holds, wants to cut from Satterley, has her, but Satterley catches between multiple Lady Tigers. White now on the far wing. Odom again out front. 7 to shoot. Odom going to drive. Throws one up. Off balance shot as Wilkes did a nice job to stay in front of her. Lee shovels it. That is Pettigo. She will hand it over to Wilkes, and they're going to call foul on Bailey Pettigo here as she was driving in and handed that ball to a cutting Wilkes. First on Bailey, 3 on the Lady Tigers in the period. This is our under 5 media timeout with 4 minutes and 20 seconds showing on the clock. 25-19. Campbellsville trails by 6. You're following the Lady Tigers. This is the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
At Campbellsville University, we're more than a school.
We're more than our 80 major and postgraduate programs.
We're more than our 32 sponsored collegiate sports teams.
We're more than a student body with over 12,000 members.
We're more than our 9 locations spanning from Kentucky to California.
We're even more than our 117 years of academic excellence.
At Campbellsville University, we're more than a school. We are the generation that will build the future.
(25-19). Freed Hardeman leads the visiting Lady Tigers of Campbellsville University. The Lions, the fast start in this ball game. They've missed their last 5 shot attempts, however, and they've not scored a field goal over the last 3 minutes and 17 seconds. Campbellsville has trimmed off 3 points of the 9-point advantage at the conclusion of the first quarter. The Lady Tigers led in scoring by Lauren Lee with 7 points. She's 3 of 4 from the field here in this ball game. As the horn sounds, we are ready to return to play. It will be Freed Hardeman basketball. Hay, Luby, Flowers back out there for Campbellsville. Flowers checking in for Pritchett a bit ago. Lauren Lee remains on the court, and we see Maddie Nally for the first time, 6'2", the junior forward from Louisville, Kentucky. Crouch will go to White off the wing left side. Now Odom again. Odom out. This is Crouch, run off the spot by Nally. Feeding, and that ball knocked away by Luby. And able to stay with it was Odom. Satterley works in. She's going to need help, actually, as Campbellsville kind of vacates there. She'll take the jump shot. Missed it. Here comes Hay. Hay behind the back. Nearly lost the ball. And out top to Lauren Lee. Campbellsville would like to get this a bit closer. Lee going to drive, spins in the middle. Fall away shot. Won't stick. Luby battling. Ball kept alive. Nally grabs it. Flowers will use Lee. Here's Hay off the right wing. Hay working with the Luby screen. Thought about the jumper. Now feeds. Luby to a cutting Hay. Off the window. Good. She gets the hoop. The helper for Kayla Luby. Nice little 2-woman game right there for the Lady Tigers. And it is a 4-point contest. Satterley, Odom. Now Chumley catches Flowers and Hay there. That is a tough shot by Ellie Chumley. Tip of the hat to the youngster from Coffee County Central High School. 3 minutes to play in the half. Lee uses the Luby screen. Hay with it at the free throw line. Hay has it knocked away by the help defender Satterley. Now Lee will cradle. Ball knocked away. Stays with it. Shot up. Won't go, but she's fouled. And this will go against KJ White. That's going to be her second. First in the period on Freed Hardeman. So Lauren Lee goes to the line with 2:47 remaining. I think there's some confusion as to who that foul was on. They called it on White as Lauren Lee hits the first free throw. Or did they call it on Satterley? I've got Satterley with 1, White with 1. The stats are a bit behind here. Free throw for Lauren Lee, good. So she hits both, back to 4 points. The stats put it on White as well. But White is still on the court. They took Satterley out, so I don't know if Coach Epperson company meant to do that. Here Fleming gets past Nally, who stumbles down. Maybe a wet spot on the floor the way she fell. Feet just went right out from underneath it. Chumley in some traffic, 5 to shoot. Crouch into the corner. White can't shoot it. Going to take a contested 3 that is short. Chumley gets the rebound to bounce right back to her, and the put back good for Chumley. Rebound hopped off and right back to Ellie Chumley. Put back for Freed Hardeman. Just over 2 minutes remaining. first half. Luby circles, wanted Flowers, has her. Flowers just has to save it, however. Now down to 10 to shoot. Hay going to make a quick move at Crouch. Stops and spins. Shovels it. That's Luby in the middle. Off the window. Good. And Whitney Hay returns the favor to Kayla Luby that time. 29-25 the score. Fleming will use White. She may have walked there. No call. Out to Odom. She'll take the long two. That is going to pop off. Ball hits the hands of Hay and bounces over to Lauren Lee. Trailer is Hay in the middle. Left side Flowers. Wants Luby. Instead it's Nally. Back to Flowers. Here's Lee. Straight away. Three on the way. Bang! Lauren Lee. Second Edward Jones three of the day. She's got a dozen now. 29-28. The Lady Tigers draw to within one. They trailed by as many as 12. Campbellsville has connected on 5 of their last 6 field goals. Down under a minute. Fleming in the corner. Works off the screen. Wants Chumley, not there. Odom holds. White left side with Hay defending. White skips it. Fleming with a ball fake. Wide open lane to the rim, and she pulled the string. Fleming gets the rebound, however. Back out. Odom, right wing. Crouch won't shoot it. Drives in. Steps through multiple Lady Tigers. And a little maybe out of control. They let that play on. Campbellsville the other way. 2, maybe 3 second differential. Hay in some traffic. A turnover on Whitney Hay as multiple white jerseys crowded her. Crouch going to drive. Throws one up. That no good. Nally the rebound. Campbellsville can take their first lead today with a bucket here. 12 seconds. Lauren Lee works towards Hay. Gets the screen from Luby. 5 seconds. Hay gonna drive. Hay throws up a floater with the right hand. Just a bit short. Ball is loose on the ground, and that's where the buzzer will bark to signal the end of the first quarter. Campbellsville down by a dozen. Fights their way back to trail by only 1 at halftime. And the two teams here will vacate the court, head to the locker room, and regroup a bit. Should be a fun finish here in Henderson as Campbellsville University, the 3rd-ranked team in the country, looks to hold off the 23rd-ranked Freed Hardeman Lions in this Mid-South Conference matchup. The final road game of the year for the Lady Tigers. They're at home for 2 more next week, and then neutral site games abound for Campbellsville University as they hope to host an NAI opening round pod, but we'll have to wait a few more days to find that out for certain. We'll step away here and take a timeout. 2-minute break. Come back and look at the numbers. You're following the Lady Tigers on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
You guys just didn't want it bad enough. That should have been an easy win. What were you doing out there? You got to hustle. You could have made that play if you'd been open.
On the car ride home after the game, when you think you're helping by telling me what I did wrong and what I need to work on, all I hear is that I'm not good enough, that I'm supposed to be perfect, that it's not okay to lose. On the car ride home, all I need to hear is how much you love me and enjoy watching me play, that my worth isn't determined by my performance, that even on my worst day, I am worthy, that you see me learning, growing, and doing my best. And that is enough.
Brought to you by the Kentucky High School Athletic Association and the Kentucky Athletic Administrators Association.
It's basketball season, Tiger fans. Stay connected to the ins and outs of CU basketball via our weekly coaches show, Tiger Timeout. Each Wednesday at 6 p.m., head coaches Ginger High Colvin and Brent Vernon sit down with Matt Payton to discuss previous matchups, upcoming games, and more. Find it here on 88.7 The Tiger or on the Campbellsville Tiger YouTube channel, Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Tiger Timeout.
We are Kentucky Broadcasters, your hometown radio and television stations. We bring you breaking news. We keep you safe. We serve your community in good times and in bad. Your local broadcasters are always there. We are deeply rooted in your small towns and your big cities. We champion a strong sense of civic pride, no matter how we connect. Over the air, online, and on your device. We are Kentucky Broadcasters. There when it matters.
Welcome back to the Brewer Sports Center in Henderson, Tennessee. Matt Payton with you at Smith Kirk Court. Campbellsville University trailing by 1 point here at halftime to the Freed Hardeman Lady Lions. The Lady Tigers looking here at the stat sheet. We've got, with a minute or two to go in the first quarter, Freed Hardeman was 7 of 9 from the field. So from that point, they connected on just 5 of 18 shot attempts. So they struggled from that early start, did Freed Hardeman. That allowed Campbellsville to claw their way back in. Let's take a look here at the numbers. Thank you so much. Campbellsville in the first half shoots it 39% from the field. They were 9 of 23. 3 of 8 from long range for the Lady Tigers. That's 37.5%. And 5 of 8 at the free throw line, 62.5%. For Freed Hardeman, they finished the first 12 of 27 overall, 44.4%. 4 of 9 from deep. That is 44%. And they were 1 of 2 at the free throw line, 50%. Campbellsville led in scoring by Lauren Lee with 12 points, 3 rebounds for Lauren Lee, and 1 steal. She played all 20 minutes for the Lady Tigers. They've got Maddie Boyle credited with all 20 minutes, but that is not the case, and they don't have Maddie Nally on the stat sheet, so a little discrepancy there. We'll work through that as we continue to look individually for Campbellsville. They got 5 points from Courtney Pritchett. Pritchett with 1 rebound. 4 points from Whitney Hay. They don't have Luby on the stat sheet either. And Luby had a bucket and an assist in the first half. So, interesting. All right. 4 points from Whitney Hay. I don't think that's official. I think that's going to be 2 for Hay. There should be 2 for Kayla Luby. Tyra Flowers credited with 2 points. She had a couple of free throws. 2 points from Caitlin Wilkes. That rounds out the scoring for the Lady Tigers. Elizabeth Bertram also had 1. She was 1 of 2 at the free throw line. Bailey Pettigo scoreless. She had 2 assists, 2 rebounds in the first half. Maddie Boyle scoreless for Campbellsville University through the first frame. For Freed Hardeman, Kaylee Odom led the way with 9 points. Odom finishing with 4 rebounds as well. 8 points for Rachel Satterley. She knocked in a couple of 3-point field goals. 4 points for Ellie Chumley. Brooklyn Crouch had 3, as did Reagan Purvine. Both of those young ladies making 3-point shots. KJ White with 2. Leah Fleming Eckerly was scoreless, as was Kelsey Bender in the first half of play. Campbellsville out rebounds Freed Hardeman 15-14. The Lady Tigers with 5 offensive rebounds, 3 of them for Freed Hardeman. Campbellsville finishes with 5 assists, 3 turnovers, and 1 steal. 6 assists, 2 turnovers, and 1 steal for Freed Hardeman. See here if the enhanced scoring numbers, they are not. Yep, here they are. In the paint, Freed with a 14-8 advantage. Second chance points, 3-2 in favor of Campbellsville University. Bench points, 9-7 in favor of the Lady Tigers. And according to the stat sheet, points off turnovers non-existent. There was just 5 first half turnovers. Nobody able to cash in off of those. And largest lead by Freed was 12 points. Campbellsville has not led. Freed grabbed the lead, and they held it for the duration of that first half. We'll see if Campbellsville can pick it up in the second half at some stage and hold on to it down the stretch. As here at halftime, it is a 29-28 basketball game. The Lady Tigers trail by a single point. And we'll give you a quick update before we take this break on the Georgetown-Cumberland score. That is a 65-57 Georgetown lead with 3.5 minutes to play there. So they would have for the moment with a win, they would have the 1-game advantage over Cumberland's. Now Georgetown would still have to come to Campbellsville potentially, and Georgetown would also play next Saturday as well. I don't recall who their final game would be against. Maybe Cumberland U. They may have Campbellsville and Cumberland U remaining for Georgetown. So they would not necessarily be out of the woods there in terms of that potential 2 seed for the conference tournament. It is at the moment highly likely that Georgetown and Cumberland's could meet again in the semifinals of the Mid-South Conference tournament should they advance to that point. But I'll double check the potential tiebreakers and things here, and we'll come back in just a moment and get you ready for second half action, as here at halftime the Lady Tigers trail by a single point, 29-28 to Freed Hardeman. Stay with us here on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
At Campbellsville University, we're more than a school. We're more than our 80 major and postgraduate programs.
We're more than our 32 sponsored collegiate sports teams.
We're more than a student body with over 12,000 members.
We're more than our 9 locations spanning from Kentucky to California.
We're even more than our 117 years of academic excellence.
At Campbellsville University, we're more than a school. We are the generation that will build the future.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Kentucky. Brought to you by the Kentucky High School Athletic Association and the Kentucky Athletic Administrators Association.
On the basketball court, you have to know where the lines are. It's just as important to know where the lines are in your own yard. Kentucky law generally requires you to have underground utility lines located before most excavation work, even if it's on your own property. If you don't call 811 and you damage a natural gas line, the Kentucky Public Service Commission will investigate you, and you may be fined up to $1,250. Much better to stay within the bounds of the law and call before you dig to start putting in that backboard or goalpost. For more information, visit psc.ky.gov. This message brought to you by the Kentucky Public Service Commission.
It's basketball season, Tiger fans. Stay connected to the ins and outs of CU basketball via our weekly coaches show, Tiger Timeout. Each Wednesday evening at 6:30, head coaches Ginger High Colvin and Brent Vernon sit down with Matt Payton to discuss the previous matchup, upcoming games, and more. Find it here on 88.7 The Tiger or on the Campbellsville Tiger YouTube channel. Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. Tiger Timeout.
Where do my friends and other students find their voice? We find our voice through the performing arts, along with millions of other high school students. By expressing yourself in a role on stage, through an instrument, or at the debate podium, the performing arts give us freedom to find ourselves, to find our place. The stage is where I can play, perform, and compete with my friends.
Performing arts at your school is where creativity meets courage. Encourage the students in your life to find their voice through the performing arts. This message presented by the NFHS, where we encourage all students to play, perform, and compete together.
Champions of Character connects communities and the NAIA championships across the United States. All 26-plus NAIA championship student athletes participate in a Teaming Up for Character activity. These activities are geared toward local communities' youth in schools and community centers. They are an integral part of every NAIA championship annually, impacting more than 25,000 individuals. For more information on character-driven collegiate athletics, head to naia.org/character.
Pursue a diverse and rewarding career through Campbellsville University's School of Mass Communication. Offering courses in film, journalism, broadcasting, and public relations, CU's Mass Communication program provides a diverse and unique experience for each student. At Campbellsville University's dedicated Mass Communication Center, produce, record, and edit programs for radio and TV. With state-of-the-art technology, equipment, and multiple studios, CU's new facility provides a professional environment for students to grow their knowledge with hands-on experience. In front of or behind the camera, our expanded course options will help you find your calling at Campbellsville University's School of Mass Communication. For more information, contact us at 270-789-5210 or visit us online at campbellsville.edu. Press play on your career with a mass communication degree at Campbellsville University.
I love playing sports, especially for my school. And that's because school sports are special. It's where it's safe to fail. It's where we're taught resilience, where our fear becomes confidence. It's where we learn to get back up after every fall. School sports are where 7.8 million students go from I can't to I can.
Brought to you by the Kentucky High School Athletic Association and the Kentucky Athletic Administrators Association.
Back inside the Brewers Sports Center in Henderson, Tennessee. Matt Payton with you. The Lady Tigers and Tigers return home next Thursday against Georgetown College. That is not senior day for either club. They each have a non-conference game as they'll wrap up their Mid-South Conference schedule next Thursday night. They each have a non-conference game on that Saturday. So it'll be a doubleheader for the Lady Tigers and Tigers. A matchup with College of the Ozarks. For the women, the Tigers will welcome in Carolina Christian that day. So make sure you mark the schedule there and come out for senior day. Of course, for the Lady Tigers, they'll recognize, I think, a half dozen seniors as Campbellsville will potentially host that NAI opening round. So sometimes, most of the time, on senior day, you don't play another game in that facility, your home gym. But for the Lady Tigers, it is certainly a possibility that they host that NAI opening round again. Last year, there were no seniors. There was no senior day for Coach Ginger High Colvin. This year, it will be quite a senior day as 4 members of the starting lineup, Kayla Luby and Sarah Sutton, all will bid farewell at the conclusion of this year. Back to play here. Frida Hardeman the ball to start the second half. They will go down left to right. Odom bullying her way in against Wilkes. Shot going to go up. They're going to count it and 1 for Kaylee Odom. And so this will go against Wilkes. First on Wilkes, first in the period on the Lady Tigers. So Odom at the line. Free throw good for Kaylee Odom. And it's back to a 4-point game. The 3-point trip there by Freed Hardeman to begin the half. Had to go on the right wing. Bailey cut off. Sends it over to Lee now. 15 to shoot. Back to Bailey. Defended here by Satterley. There's the entry. Wilkes going to go to work. Right-handed shot good for Caitlin Wilkes as she goes over the top there of Odom. And Campbellsville makes it a 2-point game. This is White working left side of the lane. She'll stop. Pritchett with great defense. Shot no good. White nearly picked up the foul as she ran into Wilkes. Lee shovels it back. Trailer now is Wilkes as she gets it from Pritchett. Lee again on the right wing. Lee off the Wilkes screen. Will stop. Feeds. Wilkes against the undersized White. Can't get it to go. That would have tied the basketball game. Pettigo took it away. Pettigo bounces. Wilkes will have to reach out and save it. Boyle needs help. She'll come long to Lee. Middle. Pritchett. No good. That caromed hard off the back of the iron, and for a split second it appeared like it might grab the front of the iron and fall through, but it would not, and Campbellsville still trails by 2 points here. Odom to White. Ooh, White nearly picked up that plant foot and walked. Irvine stops, hands it to Satterley. She wants to drive in line. Satterley able to beat the defense with three or 4 seconds on the shot clock. Back the other way now comes Campbellsville, again trailing by 4, 34-30. Lee calls for Pettigo, has her off the wing, gets the screen. Lee again, sizing up White, stops at the elbow, bounces it. That's Wilkes off the window, no good. Ball being battled for. Wilkes and Odom, Pettigo, Satterley all in there. The shot would not go down. Freed Hardeman able to come the other way with it. Wilkes trying to get back into the play. She's finally able to get down the court as she had fallen to the ground. Fleming will go around Boyle and throw one off the window. That is good. It's a 6-point game once again for Freed. Campbellsville had a shot on that Pritchett three to take the lead. Wouldn't go down. A couple of baskets here for Freed Hardeman to open it back up. Boyle's got a winkle picker unlaced. And Boyle looking for Wilkes. It goes out of bounds. The Lady Tigers a bit out of sync here. Wilkes will check out. Luby in. Campbellsville will have to dig in on the defensive side here as Odom gives to Crouch. Now back out Satterley. Quick pass inside to Odom. They'll go into the corner. Fleming, three, no good. Pettigo the rebound for CU. As Pettigo falls to the ground, a little contact there. Campbellsville to work here in the half-court set. Lee taps the play call. Pritchett. Now Boyle. Boyle works off the screen from Luby. Luby rolling. Ball knocked away by Fleming, and it goes out of bounds as Campbellsville with another turnover. Boyle trying to thread the needle to Luby. Fleming got a hand on it. (36-30). Freed Hardeman still leading by 6. Crouch works with Odom. Cut off by Lee. Irvine finds Fleming. They want the entry. They've got Odom now. She tries to create some space, working against Luby. Shot no good. Nice defense by Luby as Pettigo gets whacked on the rebound. No call. Odom was trying to grab her own miss. Some contact. It's a play on. Pritchett holds on the right wing. Here's Pettigo. Now Boyle on the inline. Gets the screen from Luby. Boyle going to take the pull-up jumper. No good. Pettigo had the rebound. It was knocked away by Satterley. Ball goes out of bounds. Satterley will be helped up. 19 on the shot clock. Still a 6-point margin. 5:37 to play in the third. Bender re-enters for Odom here. Boyle catches. Pettigo wants Luby, has her Luby. Retreating shot, too strong. Pritchett keeps it alive. Pettigo bounces again. This is Luby working. Double team there. Ball going to be taken away. We're going to go to the double thumbs, I believe. Campbellsville will maintain the possession with 5:24 on the game clock, 14 on the shot clock. Lee sends it into Pettigo. Bailey's picked up her dribble, and we're nearly going to, well, we are going to have the tie ball again. I thought Bailey was going to rip it away and get it to Lee, but as she came down to the ground, actually stopped Bailey's momentum, and it kept the ball in a position where they could tie it up. So both teams cold here. The Lady Tigers have missed their last 5 field goal attempts, and it's a scoring drought of 3 minutes and 42 seconds or so. Satterley works off the screen, going to drive down the inline. B came from behind to block it. Satterley had enough room to get the step past Pettigo. When she got to the block, Bailey recovered and knocked it out of bounds with 13 on the shot clock. 5:02 to play, third quarter. Crouch fires. This is a quick release jumper from Irvine at the free throw line. That's good. 38-30 the score. Lee right side to Boyle. Boyle works off the Pritchett screen, bounces to Lee. Lee thought about the pull-up jumper, won't take it. Now the feed, that is Luby. Shot good for Kayla Luby as she's able to get it up over the top of Bender for two, 38-32. That breaks a 4+ minute scoring drought for the Lady Tigers. They scored quickly to start the second half with a Wilkes bucket, then go about 4 minutes without points. Satterley out to Bender. Bender nearly walked, no call. May have walked there. She lost the dribble. Could hear the Lady Tiger bench ask for it. Bender to Fleming. Fleming working around Luby, needs help. 2 seconds. Crouch going to beat the buzzer, and it's good. Pedigo just an eyelash from getting there as Irvine working down the inline. A 3-point make for Freed. Extends it back to 9. Lee hands it to Boyle. Boyle works with Luby, and some contact there, no call. Pritchett going to deck. Drive underneath. Stops, gets the defender in the air, and that's going to be 3 now on Irvine. First in the period on Freed Hardeman. This brings us to a media stoppage with 3:39 to play in the basketball game. Campbellsville trails Freed Hardeman by 9 points, 41-32. Stay with us here on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
It's basketball season, Tiger fans. Stay connected to the ins and outs of CU basketball via our weekly coaches show, Tiger Timeout. Each Wednesday at 6 p.m., head coaches Ginger High Colvin and Brent Vernon sit down with Matt Payton to discuss previous matchups, upcoming games, and more. Find it here on 88.7 The Tiger or on the Campbellsville Tiger YouTube channel, Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Tiger Timeout.
Three minutes and 39 seconds remaining in the basketball. Actually, 3 minutes and 39 seconds remaining in the third quarter as Campbellsville trails by 9 points here. Matt Payton with you in Henderson, Tennessee. The Lady Tigers had 3 first-half turnovers. They have turned it over 3 times already in the second half. Campbellsville 2 of 7 from the field in the second half of play here with the 3 turnovers. So the Lady Tigers have seen the lead grow for Freed Hardeman. It's back up to 9 as the Lions are 5 of 9 shooting in the second half. Campbellsville basketball as we return to play. It's actually going to be Pritchett at the free throw line as she was fouled by Irvine a moment ago. Maddie Nally will re-enter for Campbellsville in just a moment. Free throw here is good for Courtney Pritchett. And this free throw good. So Pritchett gets both, and Maddie Nally will check out. Maddie Nally will check in. Bailey Pedigo will check out. Bailey's been nursing a upper left leg injury. She's tried multiple wraps or tape jobs here today. Checking out here, and Boyle going to foul Satterley on the drive. This will be the first on Maddie Boyle. Second on the Lady Tigers. Satterley will go to the free throw line for 2 shots now. Campbellsville trailing by 7 after the 2 made free throws from Courtney Pritchett. Satterley 75% on the year. Her first trip to the line today. This free throw is strong off the back of the iron. Chumley and Bender line the paint for Freed. Pritchett and Luby, the 2 inside positions for the Lady Tigers. That free throw good. Wilkes will check back in for Campbellsville. Pritchett, Lee, Boyle, Nally, and Wilkes, the 5 for Campbellsville. 3 minutes and 20 seconds to play in the period. Boyle on the inline. Defended here by Crouch. Wilkes going to set the screen. Boyle goes around it, cutting. Nally steps through in an easy lay-in. She gets the deuce. Maddie Boyle the dime. Left side, Chumley. Campbellsville trails by 6. Bender has Crouch. Rolling now. Bender catches. No room. Going to throw one up. Somehow Bender You tip your hat. Chumley made one in the first half. That time Bender makes the shot. All kinds of traffic. And here we're going to get a moving screen, or we're going to get Crouch. They're going to call Crouch on the hook. So Crouch hit with the personal. Boyle catches. Nally wants the entry to Wilkes. Can't get it to her. Pritchett will. Pritchett bounces. Wilkes shot. Blocked by Bender and out of play. And a lot of contact there. 11 seconds on the shot clock. So Lee will trigger it for CU. Bounces it into Boyle, bluffs the shot. Now Boyle feeds to Wilkes. Wilkes lost the handle, able to stay with it. Needs some help now. 4 seconds. Pritchett catches, step back. Pritchett not going to get a shot off. She tried, but nice job by Bender to really, she and Chumley snuff out that effort by the Lady Tigers as Wilkes had a look, and a slight bobble forced her to have to head down the inline to catch it or save it in play, and ultimately the Lady Tigers would not get a shot. Chumley backing in against Pritchett, steps back, needs a cutting teammate. That's Crouch, can't handle it. White picks it up, back to Chumley. Chumley needs more help. This is White in the corner with Nally hanging out with her. 5 to shoot. White works into the middle, goes through, shot well short. Nice defense by Pritchett. Wilkes the rebound. Pritchett now bounces ahead here to Lee. Lee to the trailer. Wilkes won't shoot it. Pritchett holds back to Lee out front. She'll work at Crouch, nearly knocked away. And pass deflected and stolen by White. Lee was looking for Pritchett, but not enough of an angle for Lee to get it out to her. White got a hand on it, tapped it into the air. Less than 90 seconds to play in the period. Campbellsville trails by 8. White off the wing, working with Chumley on the screen. Chumley will use Crouch inside. They go to Bender down the inline. White catches, middle of the lane, stops. Left side, Crouch over Nally. 3, no good with 1 on the shot clock. So Freed Hardeman, very patient, gets a late look, a clean look. Nally did a nice job to close in. Less than a minute to play in this third quarter. Pritchett bluffs the handoff, now comes back to Lee, looking for Boyle. They've got her. 3 on the way from straightaway, well off the mark. And Maddie Boyle unable to get the shot. The other end, Chumley tight ropes the inline to catch that pass that was a bit too far. Crouch going to try another one. That one is too strong. Tapped out by Chumley, but Wilkes there to grab it. Boyle, free throw line, stops. Lee going to work into the middle, bounces to Nally again. Nally goes down, and this shot blocked from behind. Somehow KJ White got a hand on that. She timed it perfectly as Nally kind of gathered it over her right shoulder, and White able to get just enough. 14 seconds remaining in the quarter. White on the handoff from Crouch. Satterley. Back to Crouch. Out top, Chumley. Spinning. And that's going to be the end of the quarter. She did not get the shot off. Freed Hardeman took too much time there as Chumley threw it up. It went in, but it will not count. And it's an 8-point margin. The Lady Tigers held to just 8 points in that third quarter. Multiple scoreless droughts for Campbellsville University. The two teams go down the stretch without points, and it's an 8-point Freed Hardeman advantage heading to the fourth. We'll step away, take a timeout, come right back. You're following Lady Tiger basketball on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
It's basketball season, Tiger fans. Stay connected to the ins and outs of CU basketball via our weekly coaches show, Tiger Timeout. Each Wednesday at 6 p.m., head coaches Ginger High Colvin and Brent Vernon sit down with Matt Payton to discuss previous matchups, upcoming games, and more. Find it here on 88.7 The Tiger or on the Campbellsville Tiger YouTube channel. Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Tiger Timeout.
44-36, Campbellsville trails Freed Hardeman as we get set to begin the fourth quarter. The Lady Tigers outdid Freed by 8 in the second quarter. They'll have to outdo them by 8 or more here in this fourth. Pettigo throws it in here to Lee as Campbellsville will go on the attack first. Lee looking nowhere to go. Now Pritchett working with Luby. Has Pettigo back to the elbow. Bailey needs help now. Pritchett wants the entry, has Luby. She'll go to work against Odom. Multiple defenders there, and one for Kayla Luby as she's bumped by Odom on the front side. From the backside, KJ White got her. And Kayla Luby to the free throw line. A chance to make this a 3-point trip. Luby's free throw no good, and nobody moved for Freed Hardeman. Campbellsville, Luby kind of stopped. She thought she was really the first one to move. She just had too much ground to cover on the rebound attempt. And Freed Hardeman was able to grab it. So just the 2 points will have to do for CU. Odom inside. Blocked by Luby. Ball free. Odom dribbled it on the end line as she tried to gather in the rebound. Campbellsville will get it back with 9:22 to play. Luby with a well-timed block shot. Lauren Lee hands it to Pritchett, works with Luby. Pritchett has a lane, throws one up, no good, too strong, gets her own miss. Satterley fouls her. Second on Satterley, second on Freed in the quarter. I'm not sure they know on the shot clock there. It's currently at 20. Pettigo bounces. Lee has it. Back to Pettigo at the elbow left side. There's the entry. Here's Luby off the window. Good. Strong shot. It hung right on the front of the iron and fell through. 44-40. It's back to a 4-point game. Campbellsville. A pair of buckets to begin this fourth quarter. Pervine, right side. That is Crouch. The entry to Odom. Odom facing a double team, gets around one, tries to create room. Pritchett smacked the shot. Odom got it up on the rim, put back good for Odom. What a game she's had. Nice work to get a second chance bucket. Lee angles away from the defenders. Now Nally. Pritchett, another post touch, and this time Luby's fouled by Odom. Luby quickly going to work down inside. Odom's second three on Freed Hardeman. Luby's first free throw is good. She rocks and fires quickly. One more for the transfer, and that one is good. Her former school was a big game today. Another top 25 matchup. That's a top 10 matchup there between Concordia and Dordt later. Crouch works to the far side. Satterley back to Crouch on the wing. Campbellsville trails by 4. Less than 8 minutes to play. Crouch to White. White driving. Back to Pervine. She'll work inline. 2 defenders there for Campbellsville. Pervine needs help. Cutting is Crouch. Pettigo knocked it away. 2 seconds. Crouch throws a shot up over Nally. Ball batted out of bounds by KJ White. Campbellsville will have the possession here with 7:39 on the clock. A 4-point margin. Official stats show 46-41. They may be behind on the Luby. That last free throw, they're running actually about a minute behind on there as we get a timeout now taken by Coach Josh Epperson. And Campbellsville will have the basketball when we return here. 46-42 the score. Freed Hardeman leads by 4 on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
At Campbellsville University, we're more than a school. We're more than our 80 major and postgraduate programs.
We're more than our 32 sponsored collegiate sports teams.
We're more than a student body with over 12,000 members.
We're more than our 9 locations spanning from Kentucky to California.
We're even more than our 117 years of academic excellence.
At Campbellsville University, we're more than a school. We are the generation that will build the future.
46-42. Freed Hardeman with the 4-point advantage over Campbellsville. The Lady Tigers set to inbound here and come back down the floor looking to creep closer. Campbellsville led in scoring by Lauren Lee with a dozen. She and Kayla Luby are both 4 of 5 from the field today. Both have made a couple of free throw tosses. Lee has made a pair of Edward Jones threes. Luby has 10 points. For Freed Hardeman, Kaylee Odom, the game's high scorer with 14 to go with 6 rebounds. Rachel Satterley has 11. Campbellsville riding this group of 5 at the moment. Lee, Pedigo, Nally, Pritchett, and Luby. Pritchett works off the Luby screen. She'll stop. They get the switch. Pedigo works back to that far side. They want Luby. Pritchett down to 15 seconds. Pritchett nearly lost the handle. Lee has Pritchett. Multiple defenders. Pritchett goes across the lane to Nally, and she is fouled. A whistle here as Satterley gets underneath Nally on that shot attempt. That was a nice pass by Pritchett. They wanted Luby, and the entire Freed Hardeman defense knew it. They left Nally wide open. Satterley, if not for a foul, would have given up an easy 2 points. Nally's free throw is short. Nally at 70% on the season. One more coming her way. 4 on Freed as a team, so the Lady Tigers will shoot free throws the rest of this ball game. 46-43 the score as Nally gets the second. Irvine to Odom. Odom hands it to Crouch. And now White. White to Odom out front. Less than 7 minutes to go. Odom wants to drive between multiple Lady Tigers. Throws it back out. Irvine. 4 seconds. In the middle kicks. Odom going to have to take the baseline jumper, and that is good. Freed Hardeman has made a couple of shot clock beating shots here this evening. Right side, Pritchett. 5-point margin. Dexit. Going to drive against Irvine. Now Lee. She stops. Back out to Pritchett. Here's Pedigo. Wanted the entry, not there. Lee holds out front. Pedigo. Short corner, Nally. Entry to Luby. Knocked away by Odom. It'll stay with Campbellsville. 8 on the shot clock. .6:21 to play. 8 to shoot. And this will go on Satterley as she held. And this will be, I'm trying to listen to Coach Epperson. I think he was saying 5-0 in terms of fouls this period. So Maddie Nally goes back to the line as Satterley held her. And Rachel Satterley now at risk with 4 fouls. Fleming will have to check in for her, it appears. Nally hits the first free throw. Fleming at the table, but they didn't get her in. She was there before the second free throw. They could have gotten her in. Nally hits the free throw. Now she'll enter for Satterley. It may have, Coach Epperson was talking to the official right by the table as Campbellsville's made it a 3-point game once again, thanks to 2 made Maddie Nally free throws. Crouch on the dribble. Crouch has had a nice day for Freed as well. Here is Irvine. She runs into Lee, and we're going to have a block call on Lauren Lee. That'll be the first of the ball game on Lee. So Epperson was barking about the fouls, and he gets a call there as Lee makes contact with Irvine. 6:05 to go. 3-point ball game. Odom will catch and hand it off now. White finds Odom through the motion, back out top. Dangerous pass, but it gets to Fleming. Lost the handle, deflected by Luby. And Fleming knocked down again. Now Crouch dives. Ball still being fought for. 5 to shoot. Crouch, head down, drives at the rim. We're going to have a foul called underneath as Campbellsville fouls her in the last second or 2 of the shot clock. That will go against Nally. And I believe it's going to send Crouch to the line. 2 on Campbellsville as a team. They're actually going to say it was on the floor. Crouch 66% at the line. Won't get free throw tosses. They'll throw it out deep to Odom. White works left side, so that gave them 20 seconds to work with off the foul call. They being Freed Hardeman. Nice pass by Odom inside, but nowhere to go with it. Now White holds, 6 to shoot. White out. This is Pervine. Contested 3 over Lee. No good. Rebound battled for and taken in by Pettigo. Here comes Lee. Campbellsville looking for a basket, and Edward Jones payout would tie this game at 48. Pettigo left wing. Bounces to Lee. Luby sets the screen. Lee driving, some contact. Shot good for Lauren Lee. Nice body control as she played off the contact with Crouch. And it's a 1-point ball game. 48-47. Less than 5 minutes to play. Fleming out front. This will be Odom. She'll use Crouch off the wing. Now White inside looking for Odom. And Pettigo took it away. Numbers for Campbellsville as they race to the offensive end. Pettigo bounces to Lee. Lee looking, hands it off. Pritchett works against Odom. Calls for some help. Pettigo right side, out to Pritchett. Won't shoot it. Gets Odom in the air. Leaves it with Lee. Free throw line jumper on the way. And the Lady Tigers grab the advantage. 49-48. Coach Josh Epperson needs a timeout. And with 4:23 to play, Campbellsville takes their first lead of the basketball game. We'll step away here as Campbellsville will dig in on the defensive side when we get back here on the Campbellsville University Sports Network.
At Campbellsville University, we're more than a school. We're more than our 80 major and postgraduate programs.
We're more than our 32 sponsored collegiate sports teams.
We're more than a student body with over 12,000 members.
We're more than our 9 locations spanning from Kentucky to California.
We're even more than our 117 years of academic excellence.
At Campbellsville University, we're more than a school. We are the generation that will build the future.
A 6-0 run for the Lady Tigers gives them a 1-point advantage over Freed Hardeman here with 4:23 remaining in the basketball game. Campbellsville takes their first lead. The Lady Tigers will return to the floor here with Lee, Pettigo, Pritchett, Luby, and Nally. Ginger Highcalvin riding these 5 Campbellsville Lady Tigers here. Crouch the basketball. Works off the Odom screen, stops just outside the lane. Satterley, who's re-entered the lineup with 4 fouls, has it. Gets the screen from Odom. Satterley head down, goes in, and shot no good as Luby was there. Great defense by Campbellsville. Pettigo calls for help. She'll leave it with Lee between the circles. Less than 4 minutes to go. Pritchett holds. Pritchett works with Luby. Stops. Pettigo flashes. She's got it. Here's Lee working against Satterley. Here's Pritchett. 3 on the way. Bang! Courtney swish it with an Edward Jones 3, and the Lady Tigers lead by 4. 3:33 to go. White out front. Odom. Here is Crouch. Thought about the answer. Won't shoot it. She'll take the pull-up jumper at the free throw line. Good. Kills it off the back of the iron. Does Brooklyn Crouch. That ends a 9-0 run for the Lady Tigers. They trailed by 5, then led by 4. Pritchett working on the screen from Luby. Lee goes to Pettigo. They want the entry. It's not there. Lee bounces. Here's Pritchett at the elbow. Working. Ball fake. Step back. Won't shoot. Now works to the right. Hands it to Lee. Lee. And this pass deflected by White. She read the pass and got in front of Pettigo to knock it away. Trailer is Pervine. Back to White in the corner. She'll try a triple. In and out. No good. Campbellsville the board. Maddie Nally. The rebound. Creeping closer to 2.5 minutes to play. Pettigo wanted Lee back door. Couldn't get a handle on it, however. Now Lee works with Luby. Stops, bounces. Pritchett wants Luby, has her. Going to work. Luby in front of the rim. Shot no good. Rebound to Crouch. She's able to grab it and get away from some traffic there. Off the missed shot. Freed Hardeman can tie it with a 2. Pervine has Odom. 2:10 to go. 18 to shoot. Campbellsville 52. Freed Hardeman 50. White spinning, goes up and under. Shot no good. Gets her own miss. Luby took it away briefly, but they're going to say the reason she took it away was contact. So that on Luby is her first. 3 on Campbellsville. Satterley with 2:01 on the clock will inbound for Freed. Pitches it in. Purvine holds. Inside Odom. Back to the basket. Going to work now against Luby. Odom shot. No good. Too strong. Odom. Some contact on Pritchett. No call. You can hear the Lady Tiger fans on the other side make some noise. And here we get a timeout taken by Ginger High Colvin as the official has lost his whistle. He might need that of all things. 52-50. Campbellsville takes a full timeout here with 1:41 to play in the basketball game. We'll step away. Lady Tigers have it when we get back on the CU Sports Network.
It's basketball season, Tiger fans. Stay connected to the ins and outs of CU basketball via our weekly coaches show, Tiger Timeout. Each Wednesday at 6 p.m., head coaches Ginger High Colvin and Brent Vernon sit down with Matt Payton to discuss previous matchups, upcoming games, and more. Find it here on 88.7 The Tiger or on the Campbellsville Tiger YouTube channel, Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Tiger Timeout.
Thanks for staying with us here on the Campbellsville University Sports Network today. Matt Payton with you in Henderson, Tennessee. The Lady Tigers trailed by as many as 12 today. It's been a slow and methodical journey back. They've grabbed the lead. It was a 4-point Campbellsville advantage briefly. It's a 2-point Lady Tiger edge with just 1 minute and 41 seconds to play. Pedigo will pitch it in right in front of me at my broadcast position. I'm a seat to the right of Ginger High Colvin. Lee with it. Lauren Lee has 16 today. She's going to put her head down all the way to the rim. Shot won't go. Lee spills to the ground as she and Crouch make contact. Lauren Lee will go to the free throw line there. So the Lady Tigers see Crouch pick up her second. Lee got the step out front all the way to the rim she went. Crouch made contact. Lee can push this back to a 2-possession game. Free throw here is good. The valedictorian will have one more. 1:35 on the clock. And that one is off the mark. So it's a 3 Campbellsville advantage. Crouch with it. It's almost stand-up time for me here. There's someone behind me. Odom right side of Crouch. Crouch. Purvine. Now Odom again, just off the elbow. Odom going to drive at Luby. Throws up a shot that's good. And there's a minute 12 remaining. A 1-point game. Lee the basketball. Lee works right side. Back out to Pedigo. 15 to shoot. Pedigo wants Pritchett and has her. Pritchett works. Elbow. Jumper. No good. That is short. And Pritchett just a bit short on that shot attempt with 50.8 seconds remaining. Crouch will try to dribble over towards Coach Josh Epperson. I think they wanted a timeout. Maybe not. And now Crouch working left side. Looking for White. Miscommunication. Crouch was going to bounce to White in the corner. And as Crouch went to let it go, White started to cut in line, and they threw it right out of bounds. Now Coach Epperson will pull his team up, looking to extend this game perhaps, but they're also going to see if they can force Campbellsville into a turnover. And I think Ginger High Colvin wanted a timeout, but they couldn't quite, they didn't see it in time, and Lauren Lee has it. There is an 8-second differential, so we'll see if Freed plays this for the one stop. Lee on the dribble out front, pressured by Crouch. Lee working, back to Pedigo. gets the screen. Gonna have Luby. Luby needs somewhere to go. 9 seconds. And now we get the timeout taken by Campbellsville with 6 seconds on the shot clock. A 30-second timeout taken by the Lady Tigers here. So Ginger High Colvin will draw something up with 15.1 on the game clock. 6 seconds on the shot clock. The Lady Tigers with the 1 point advantage here, 53-52. Campbellsville will draw up the play. Maddie Boyle had went to the table to check in. The Lady Tigers grabbed the lead, but they've not made a basket in the last 3 minutes or so. And Ginger High Colvin draws up the play. Miranda Denny comes to tell Coach that they have a foul to give, should the situation dictate, as the Lady Tigers will trigger it. And we're going to have a change as Satterley going to check in, but she's got 4 fouls. I'm not 100% sure if you want her in offensively. So Satterley was in, I guess, for offense. Epperson will leave her at the table. He'll take a timeout, I would think, on a made basket by the Lady Tigers here. Campbellsville to inbound. Lee with it. Looking. Pritchett flash. Now Luby in the middle. Catches. She turns and she's fouled by Odom. Maddie Nally will re-enter for Boyle. So the foul on Odom will be her third. Luby at the line. Three points would be huge here as Campbellsville, as Luby's going to miss that first one. Left it short. 13 and a half seconds remaining. Luby's second free throw on the way is in and out, no good. So Freed Hardeman with a chance. Crouch will take a timeout. And I believe Freed Hardeman will advance the basketball with 12 seconds remaining. A 1 point margin. Let's see if this is a full or a 30. This is a full timeout taken by Coach Josh Epperson with 12 seconds remaining in the basketball game. Campbellsville leads by 1 point. Stay with us here on the CU Sports Network.
At Campbellsville University, we're more than a school. We're more than our 80 major and postgraduate programs.
We're more than our 32 sponsored collegiate sports teams.
We're more than a student body with over 12,000 members.
We're more than our 9 locations spanning from Kentucky to California.
We're even more than our 117 years of academic excellence.
At Campbellsville University, we're more than a school. We are the generation that will build the future.
(53-52). Campbellsville needs a stop here to win this basketball game. Freed Hardeman with it. 12 seconds to play. Matt Payton with you. Satterley to inbound. She's got White. White makes the quick move, working against Lee. Turns in between multiple defenders. Ball is free. Nally has it. Nally holds on. There's the foul with 4 seconds to play. Maddie Nally will go to the free throw line here for Campbellsville. White got to the spot. Nally closed in. And coupled with Lauren Lee, they hit. Looking here, the Lady Tigers huddled up around Nally. But it was Nally who closed in to force that shot to hit the bottom side of the rim. White unable to connect. The Lady Tigers grabbed the rebound. It was Nally that pulled in the board. And I think that's what Coach Ginger High Colvin asked, who grabbed the rebound. Did they call a timeout before there was a foul? I thought they had called the foul on Freed. Apparently Campbellsville took the timeout prior to the rebound. So Campbellsville will advance the basketball here with 4 seconds. Ginger High Colvin asked the table how many timeouts remaining. Looked as if they said 1. And they're going to so I think maybe the officials, there was Courtney Pritchett called the timeout. So they're going to advance the basketball. There was a discrepancy, or at least a miscommunication somewhere. Miranda Denny was the one that said, we want to advance. And so Campbellsville will inbound right here in front of me. Bailey Pettigo will be the trigger woman for CU. Sarah Sutton has checked in as one of the officials, still talking to Coach Epperson. So they're now that they are advancing, Coach Epperson has asked for a substitution since his team was not told. And so Sutton in for CU, a free throw shooter, 5'10", the senior forward from Scottsville, Kentucky. Campbellsville looking. They bounce it in. Pritchett catches. 0.8 of a second, runs off the clock, and she is fouled by Purvine, I believe. Luby and Nally will re-enter. Boyle and Sutton check out. So Courtney Pritchett with a chance to extend this game, or extend the lead, I should say. Pritchett's first free throw is good. So now a 2-point bucket cannot beat Campbellsville. .2 remaining, one more for Pritchett. They never mentioned who that foul was on, as Pritchett gets both, and now Coach Josh Epperson will take a timeout, and they will advance the basketball. So with 3.2, now the Lady Tigers have the foul to give. So what you want to do for Campbellsville, you're going to allow the catch, and as Freed Hardeman starts to make any momentum or motion towards the 3-point line or even further, you're going to try to hit the quick foul before they ever get into the shooting motion. So 55-52 our score, 3.2 seconds remaining. The Lady Tigers have outdone Freed Hardeman by 12 points in this, 11 points in this fourth quarter. So if you're Freed Hardeman, the hot hand today, Rachel Satterley and Brooklyn Crouch have each hit a couple of 3-point field goals. Based on the percentages, you want to go with one of those two young ladies, I would think. And so the official actually walks over and asks Coach if the intention is to give the foul. So Campbellsville, I believe the intention is to give a foul. It would not put Freed at the free throw line. They have the foul to give. They could even foul again if they wanted, and you'd be facing a 1-and-1 scenario to not let Freed Hardeman ever get a look at three. Crouch being chased. Satterley catches. One dribble. Going to take a contested three. No good. That's the ball game. Campbellsville comes to Henderson, Tennessee, and outlasts Freed Hardeman despite trailing by 12. During this game, the Lady Tigers battle back, and they outdo Freed Hardeman 19-8 in the fourth quarter to win this game by 3, 55-52. A spirited effort by the Lions. The two games this season between the clubs decided by a total of 7 points, both of them going the way of Campbellsville University. The Lady Tigers moved to 24-1 on the season. They remain perfect in Mid-South Conference play at 11-0. Freed Hardeman now 19-8 on the year. They fall to 5-6 in Mid-South Conference play. And again, a terrific performance by Coach Epperson's bunch. They fall short to Campbellsville today as the Lady Tigers win a tough one here on the road in Henderson over Freed Hardeman. We'll give the head coach a moment to let her make her way over and join us here as Campbellsville returns home Thursday night to battle Georgetown in the Powell Athletics Center. Lady Tigers will conclude their Mid-South Conference schedule Thursday as the head coach throws on the headset, and You drew this one up today, right? You wanted a real hard-fought, physical game.
It's like, hey, let's get down big. Let's just, that's how we wanted it today for sure.
I'll tell you, to Freed's credit, they shot it really well early, and certainly that can complicate things on teams. And you guys didn't shoot it well, but there was no panic. You never wavered, even though it wasn't crisp, great basketball. You worked through that 12-point deficit. You came back, grabbed the lead, and held on.
Yeah, we didn't panic, and I think that is, and even in the second half, we come out the third quarter, they got the and one early, and I think we ended up going down maybe even 8 in the third. I can't remember, but with this group, you can't panic. They're a veteran group. They're going to hit shots, and we had some people step up today, and I think make big plays, and obviously hit big shots for us. And Freed, they're no joke. I mean, they're no joke with how good they are, how physical they are, and it was a great game for us. They're a national tournament team for sure, and it was a good test for us.
There's a lot of ways we could go, and looking at some of the individual performances, and one that won't jump off the stat sheet at anyone is Maddie Nally, but I thought defensively today,
she was key today.
You put her in there in a big spot, and man, how good was she? And really, I know she had the big rebound down there at the end, running layup in there, hit a couple free throws, just a monster performance.
She was key. She's so good defensively. Even if she got switched off on the post, we don't panic because she's got that length and she can block shots. And I was so pleased with her and so pleased with what she brought to the table today. She was a keeper for us today, no doubt.
Lauren Lee had a career high 22 on Thursday in the win over Bethel. 17 more here today, Coach, as she draws closer to 1,000 for her career. What a weekend. And today, especially in the second half, in the lane, she was just the soft touch on the jumper, and you needed them.
She didn't come out of the game today, I don't think. The stats, I know they've got some sickness down here at Freed right now. Their SID's out, so we'll go back and restat it. Minutes are tough, but I know pretty positive Lauren didn't come out of the game today.
She got the Leanne Grider treatment, I think.
She did. Leanne will probably send her a text afterwards and be like, I feel your pain. But she was outstanding today, offensively and defensively, and because Freed's very, very hard guards. They're really tough to guard, and I thought Lauren did a great job on both ends of the floor.
Today, Caitlin Wilkes, it was, tough. They made it tough. Chumley, Bender, Odom, they did a good job. You rode Kayla Luby today. A lot of teams don't have that. You got a reigning conference player of the year, and you felt good enough with Kayla Luby, and what a luxury that is.
Yeah, Caitlin didn't do anything wrong. It's just Kayla Luby. Sometimes kids get in a zone, and Kayla Luby got in the zone today. And she was making buckets. She's doing a really good job defensively. Defensively, Kayla might be a little bit more physical and a little quicker side to side than Kate is, and so we were able to play Kayla on Odom and in the paint. And I thought she just did an outstanding job. That's what they're there for. I can promise you, Caitlin's not upset at all. The girls are thrilled in the locker room with the win, and it is a luxury. Maddie Bull's not at herself completely right now, and I just to come in and win and get that one with those kids is a great one for us.
They got Boyle at 39 minutes. I assure you, she did not play 39.
No, she didn't.
Play 39.
She has not complained one time. I know her ankle's still a little bit tender, but she gave it everything that she had today, and she was on the bench as vocal as anybody, and I'm just so proud of them all.
And Courtney Pritchett, she hit the shot there, I think, to finally put you out in front. She and Lee, Courtney may have had the 1-2 extended. Yeah. There was a time in the first half you guys were yelling at her to shoot the basketball, and the second half she had to let it rip.
Halftime, she said, I'm sorry I didn't shoot that because I gave her the look, and she said my feet weren't set. I don't care if her feet are set. She needs to turn that thing loose. And, she did hit a big shot, hit 2 huge free throws. And, you can't, I don't know what Bailey Pettigo's line is, but if you gave a letter for every word, it's going to come out winner. She's just a winner, and she makes plays, and I thought Bailey did a great job for us today, too.
And so, I don't know if we were told this story, but you had told me back in the middle of the year that right maybe before Bailey got hurt, in practice there's different competitions and games, and you split up teams, and you do this, and it's always different. You rotate and whatever, but Bailey's team, it doesn't matter who you put her with, who she's with, her team always wins.
Well, they don't always win, but at the end of the week, if you've totaled up that whatever it is, I don't care what you're playing, if it's a rebounding drill, if it's a free throw drill, if it's Bailey Pettigo is usually on the winning edge. She is a winner, and she finds ways to win, and it's just in her. It's an instinctive in her. She's just she's going to do whatever she absolutely has to do to win a game. And like I said, I don't care. And Maddie Boyle's the same way. If you went and threw a Monopoly board in there right now, she'd fight you to the death over Monopoly. But that's what you want. Those kids are competitive. This was a tough game for us, and to come out with a win, I'm really happy.
You'll get a few days off back home Thursday against Georgetown. Fortunately, you won't have to do your senior day stuff in the conference game. I know that's it can always be an emotional time, so you'll get a chance to really focus on Georgetown without some of the emotion and different things. And they got a big win over Cumberland's today.
Georgetown did.
They won by 5. I think 72-67 was the final.
Yeah, so that's, some things are setting, I guess, not in stone in our league, but it's getting close. We're excited. You never want a senior day, and you sure don't want one with the group of kids that we have, but we're proud of them, and that's the objective of what we do, is get these kids ready to go on and be successful. And I can promise you the 6 that are getting ready to leave us are going to be successful in whatever they choose to do.
Be sure to feed Robert Taylor well on the way home.
Robert Taylor is well taken care of because he takes care of us. So we will feed him well, and he will take care of us. I don't play the lottery, but if I did and won big, the first thing I would do is buy a bus and give Robert a salary to drive us. He's hands down the best driver. He and his wife, and they are just class people, and we love traveling with Robert.
He's a bad influence on me. He talked me into gas station
food. He did, Matt. He did. I wasn't going to bring that up, but he did talk you into some of that. At least it wasn't sushi, but you did eat some gas station food.
I would have walked away from the sushi, but it's going to be a while before I get to break bread again. And he said, "Man, look at them potato wedges and that chicken tenders."
Well, he don't ever. I think he drove the bus back and got him some.
He did. He was going to get you guys delivered first, then he was going back. And so I guess he didn't want to be rushed. He wanted to enjoy the chicken and potato wedges. Coach, congratulations on the victory. Safe travels home, and we'll see you Thursday.
All right. Hi, Mom and Dad. I know they're listening back home. I know we got a lot listening, but appreciate you coming down, Matt.
Absolutely. A lot of smiles back in Lady Tiger Country as Campbellsville gets the victory here over Freed Hardeman, 55-52. Campbellsville University again advances their record to 24-1 on the season. They are 11-0 in Mid-South Conference play after the victory over Freed Hardeman.